Think about the massive audiences creators build on social media, millions of followers, all resting on the absolute control of a platform's algorithm. One slight shift in the code, and that entire reach can collapse. That is the danger of a rented audience. You do not own the connection to those people. If a network updates its rules or shuts your account down, you lose your business overnight. To survive, you need an asset you actually own. The most reliable one is the email list. With an email, you bypass the social feed entirely and push your message straight into a private inbox whenever you choose. This diagram shows the direct economic power of that ownership. Across industries, email marketing consistently averages out to a $36 return for every single dollar spent. But capturing those valuable addresses has gotten harder. People are fiercely protective of their inboxes, and a generic "join my newsletter" box simply does not work anymore. Converting anonymous visitors into a dedicated list provides the predictability social media lacks. It turns a fragile trend into a repeatable business system by moving subscribers through a healthy, managed pipeline. The starting point of that modern pipeline is the lead magnet. The old "Contact Us" pages are dead. You have to offer something specific to get someone's attention. It comes down to a psychological value exchange. You want legal access to their private inbox, so you have to hand over an irresistible free resource in return, like an ebook, a simple checklist, or a webinar. This graphic outlines exactly where that exchange happens, the optimized landing page. Notice how the compelling headline immediately points to the lead magnet offer, driving the user's eyes straight down to the single action we care about, the email capture form. The second they hit submit, the system applies a mandatory process called segmentation. Instead of dumping everyone into one giant pool, the user is automatically sorted into specific behavioral buckets based on what they signed up for. This ensures they only receive highly targeted, customized content. Blasting your entire list with the exact same generic message annoys people. Sending them exactly what they asked for builds trust. Mastering this initial intake and sorting mechanism is the only proven way to establish that long-term trust without triggering an immediate wave of unsubscribes. Of course, doing all of this manually is impossible. Managing a precise data pipeline requires a centralized software engine running in the background. That is where LeadsLeap comes in. It serves as the required engine, housing your landing pages, your capture forms, and your entire growth process in one place, built around the specific structural schematic shown here. This setup automates the transition. When a visitor reads your page and submits their email, the system logs them as a structured, trackable lead without any manual input required from the creator. Relying on that centralized automation means you no longer have to manually sort data or track down individual contacts. You can step back and focus entirely on creating valuable content. Integrating a proper functional engine turns a static spreadsheet into a live revenue tool. It ensures every subscriber is nurtured and tracked by a system that runs on autopilot. But acquiring emails is only half the job. You have to maintain them, because a massive list is actually a severe liability if it is bloated with dead weight. You need to practice list hygiene. Think of this as the ongoing filtration process required to keep your pipeline clear and your business healthy. This starts with understanding the legal difference between implied consent and express consent. Someone buying a product gives implied consent, but deliberately opting into your marketing is express consent, and that is what you legally need to run a list. This diagram shows what happens when you ignore hygiene. As people abandon old inboxes, those addresses become invalid, causing your messages to bounce. When these bounced emails pile up, your domain's sender reputation meter plunges straight into the danger zone. Failing to clean out those bounces actively damages your digital reputation across the entire internet. Email providers start seeing you as a careless sender. Once reputation drops low enough, spam filters trigger, bypassing the inbox entirely. But making the unsubscribe button highly visible protects you. When users click unsubscribe instead of spam, your reputation meter stays safely in the green. Preventing a frustrated reader from hitting that spam button is the ultimate defense mechanism. It preserves the deliverability of your entire ecosystem. Possessing a massive list of names is meaningless on its own. Predictable revenue is the byproduct of a trusted relationship, maintained inside a meticulously cleaned, highly engaged digital asset.